Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Today I'm going to tell you a story that, remember how I told you that I was going to tell you stories from throughout my life that have made an impact on me. And the last one, if you want to go see it, is on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Back on Basics. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit the bell for notifications. So that way you can get whenever I do a new video, you can get a notification that there's a new video. So this one is a little, it actually changed the way that I think about life. It was a story that goes back to high school. I went to Richmond High School, my last 3 years of high school. Richmond High School was not the safest place to be. And so, but you know, I was able to get through and earn my high school diploma, and making sure that I interacted with all the people that I needed to interact. And luckily, because of the things that I earned at Dixon High School, I was able to get into UC Davis for my undergrad. So this story is a little bit sad. To me, it's a little bit sad. And actually, this story is something that needs to happen, because it's kind of like sharing one of my stories, but at the same time sharing the person involved in this story. So it was 11th grade. It was a regular day. I was supposed to go to a football game because I played football in high school. I was supposed to go to a football game that afternoon. And so during lunch, I usually played basketball with my friends out in the basketball courts at school, at Richmond High School. And so one of the things that was a little bit different that day was the fact that one of my friends, his name is Juaquin, he actually came to me and said, hey, Carlos, why don't we go across the street to the market and get something to eat, so that way we can just come back and eat. And so for me, I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal to go and across the market. We had an open campus, by the way. And so he asked me, I said, nah, you know what? I'm going to go back and play with the rest of our friends, play basketball. And then I'll have something quick for lunch, because I always had lunch. You know, I was very lucky that my parents would pack me lunch every day, so I always had something. So he said, all right. So what happened was he went across the street to a not a grocery store. It's more like not a liquor store either, but it was just a little store that sold food and sold other things, drinks and everything. And so I went to play with my friends basketball. A few minutes later, there was a big commotion, and then I come to find out, and we all of our friends come to find out that somebody got shot and killed right across the street at that store. And my first thought is, holy crap, what if it's Joaquin, right? And so through everything, we went around, we asked people, and come to figure out it was my friend Joaquin who got shot and killed right across. There were gangs in Richmond at that time, and fortunately, unfortunately, he was in one side, and the other person that shot him was on the other side. So he died instantly, and it was unfortunate, because I mean, that changed everything. The thing that got to me is that he asked me to go with him, and I chose not to. So for the longest time, I had this regret, and because I felt like I could have told him, hey, Joaquin, why don't you just come and play basketball? We'll figure something out about lunch. So I didn't persuade him more. Because he really wanted to go to the store, but I didn't persuade him more. So I felt guilty for the longest time. I mean, he was one of my good friends. We used to just hang out. We would hang out at schools. We would play basketball during lunchtime. And so it just made a big impact in my life. And so as I was leaving, getting on the school bus so that way I can go play the football game, that was the conversation all around. And so, I got more of the specifics of what happened and how he died. And so it's something that just imprints in your mind. I mean, one of the things that I think about, and I've talked to some people about this, is that I believe that our minds, right, can hold, it's like an unlimited hard drive, and we have everything in here from the time that we're born to, of course, the time that we pass, right, the time that we died. And so when I hear a different language, when I hear something that I'm not familiar with, I believe that, my brain is holding it. So if I make that connection, right, between the neurons are the ones that fire back and forth and kind of make sure that my connections are still alive and my memories are there. So my idea is that I'm going to keep my mind active. I'm going to keep my mind busy by doing different things that stimulate my mind. Another reason why I do it is because, I want to have a sharp mind as I get older. And so, I believe that everything is in there, different talks, different events, different everything. And so sometimes, depending on what situations you're going through in psychology, it says that, the neural connections actually fire. And that's where sometimes you feel like you have a deja vu, something that you felt like it happened before and it happened again. A deja vu, right? It could be something within your mind, and you're like, oh, I felt like this happened before. And then at the same time, by keeping your memory and keeping your connections to the best possible that you can, it actually enhances the processing that you have. I mean, you upgrade your process. That's the more that you do. That's why people used to do Sudoku. That's why people used to do crossword puzzles, or, just any type of games to stimulate your mind. So again, that's my theory. Again, it's just my opinion, but there's a lot of research out there that shows both different aspects of this. So going back to Joaquin. So as the days went by, and he got buried in the cemetery, and there was a memorial for him. It was just very, very hard for me. Again, I felt guilty because I felt like I could have pulled him back to play basketball with our friends, but I didn't. Or I felt guilty because I wasn't there, so with him. So there were a lot of things going on, and so the more I went to school. And major in psychology, and then in marriage family therapy, and everything like that, and then just processing out, and then just different aspects that I have learned. I realized that, right, we all make decisions. We all make our own decisions. Unfortunately, the decision that my friend Juaquin made was to go across the street to buy food. My decision was to go back to the basketball court and play with my friends. So again, it's something that I think about, and it's imprinted in my mind. That's one of those events that I think I'm not going to forget, because it not only made a memory in my mind, but at the same time, all of the deep emotions just are attached to it. And so sometimes whenever I hear about people dying, or sometimes about gun violence, or sometimes about different things, it comes up, and I'm like, Joaquin, it's years. I mean, this was in 1992, and I still remember this, and this is 2023 right now. And so, this video is to pay homage to Joaquin and remembrance of Joaquin, who, he was a great friend to me. And at the same time is to make sure that you understand that sometimes memories you have to process memories to see why they're having the effects that they do on your body or on your mind, right? And so again, as a you know, with my experience in therapy, with my experience in psychology, my recommendation is, hey, you know, if something comes up, process, talk about it, write it out, right? And so it's important for me to understand, for you to understand that, because, you know, the guilt, eventually I was able to come to realization that it wasn't my fault, that he went and he got killed. But at the same time, I felt bad for my friend because, I mean, he died at 17. I mean, in 1992. And again, I still remember this. It's 2023, and I'm probably going to be in my 80s and still think about that. So I want to make sure that I pay, again, homage to Joaquin, so that way I'm sharing him with you in this video. But at the same time, I want to make sure that you understand that there are memories that you have created, that you have been involved with, that you have seen, that you have gathered. And I want to make sure that you process things, because remember in previous videos I said things stack on top of each other. You don't even know some of the things that memories or stress or anxiety or anything that stack on top of each other. So in order for you to have a balanced life, you have to deal with some of these things that I'm talking about. I can help you. Remember, if you put comment on in the video below, and if you put comments and you ask a question or you ask something specific that you want me to touch on, I'll be more than happy to do so. If also at the same time, remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm being very honest with you, like Back on Basics. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit the notification button so that way you know when new videos come up. I'm starting to get into a momentum of doing things that are either life experiences or something that I feel that it would be important for all of you. And so again, my experience with my friend's death brought guilt for me for a long time. And I think a lot of that stretch long time of that I had that guilt because I didn't process it. It actually slowed me down on some of the things that I could have been doing, right? Or I wasn't up to my 100%. So again, make sure that you process things. I'm telling you this. If you have any questions, I'm on Facebook at Carlos Flores. You can send me a personal message. If you have any questions, I'm also on Instagram at BackOnbasicS. You can send me any questions or anything that you need. But in the meantime, right, process things, move towards life balance. It'll be better. You'll feel like you can accomplish a lot more. So, all right. Well, thank you. I thought this video was going to be a little bit shorter, but it's not. It's usually the time, about the time that that the other videos have been. So, Back on Basics, YouTube channel, subscribe, right? Hit the like button and hit the notification button. Talk to you later.